Hello everyone, I'm Peng and I'm here with my groupmate Fong to talk about the assignment of AACS2034 Fundamentals of Computer Network. And we are TARUMT Penang Branch students who are currently pursuing in Diploma in Computer Science Year 2 and 3. And here is the outline of our presentation today, and which contain 7 topics. And now I will talk about the first topic, which is the introduction of the assignment. And the main objective of this assignment is to design a local area network for a small to medium-sized organization called Media Wave Broadcaster. And there are several key points that we need to take note, where the first one is there are 7 departments allocated in 3 different locations on different floors. And the second point is the distance between location A and B is 500 meters, while location A to C is 200 meters. And this table indicates the number of hosts required by each of the departments, and 65% of growth is needed to be considered. And based on the information given, we can illustrate the problem as this diagram. And now I will talk about the planning of the network topology. And to form a network, there are 3 necessary elements, which are intermediary device, end device, and transmission media. And these are the devices that we implement in our network topology. But now I will first focus on the intermediary device, which are router, switch, and access point. And from the illustration of the problem we shown just now, we decide that each of the location own 1 router, so that the number of router in this network topology is 3. And we also design that each of the department contain 1 access point, so the number of access point in this network topology is 7, because there are 7 departments. And for the switch, we need to perform some calculation in order to find the exact number of switches needed for each of the department. And this table shows the total number of usable hosts required by each of the department after growth. And the total number is 4,414. And these are the formula that we made to find the number of switches needed by one department. And we take administration department as an example. The number of usable hosts required after growth by this department is 830. So we take 830 minus 103 and divided by 25. So we can know that the number of switches needed by this department is 30. And after applying the formula to all the departments, we can know that the total number of switches needed in this network topology is 151. And for the end device used in this network topology is actually the basic end device that used in the office, such as the wireless device, such as tablet, and then laptop, desktop, printer, and server. And now I will talk about the transmission media, where we use copper wire, fiber optic, and wireless connection. And the copper wire we use is copper straight-through wire, where we use to connect router to switch, and while fiber optic is used to connect router to router because it can cover a longer distance. And the wireless connection is used to connect between access point to wireless device. And now I will talk about the subnet and IP addressing. So first I will talk about the subnet calculation. The IP address used in this assignment is 10.0.0.0.0. And the subnetting method we use in this assignment is fixed length subnet masking and bit borrowing. And this diagram is the initial network topology design, where the line circled by red color circle is the subnet. So from the diagram, we can know that there are 9 subnets in this network topology. And these 2 tables we have shown before, and which are the total number of usable hosts required by the department after growth, and the total number of switches needed. So from this information, we can know that the number of subnets in this network topology is 9, and the number of usable hosts in this network topology is 4,565. And now I will show you how to find the custom subnet mask. So first, we will identify the address class of IP address based on the first tag according to the address class range, which is 10 in this case. And we know that the 10 fall into the IP class A. And from that, we can know that the default subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. And after that, we need to find the number of bits need to be borrowed. And we know that 2 power 4 is 16, which is able to cover 9 subnet. So 4 bit is borrowed. And then apply this formula to find the number of usable host address. And then convert the bits from 0 to 1 according to the number of bits borrowed from the left. since we borrow 4, so we convert 40 to 1. And after that, we convert all the octet into decimal format to find the custom subnet mask, which is 255.240.0.0. And here is the summary of the calculation. And after that, we can form this subnet table where we show the departments, number of usable hosts required after growth, custom subnet mask, prefix, network address of subnet, first usable address, last usable address, and broadcast address. And this is the planning of the addressing table where each of the device in each department will be given an IP address range and also different interface that the device connect to. For instance, the interface used by the router is gigabit Ethernet port. For the switch is VLAN. For the PC, printer, server, and laptop will be fast Ethernet port. And wireless device doesn't have any port because it connects to the network by wireless connection. And the subnet mask for the department will be 255.240.0.0. And here will be the addressing table for each of the department or LAN. For administration department, newsroom department, production department, marketing department, human resource department, international department, engineering and engineering department, and also location A to B and location A to C. And also the default gateway will be listed here, but there will be no default gateway for router. And now I will let Fong to talk about the network topology.
Alright, thank you, Peng. Now we are talking about the network topology. Now for network topology, we are talking about the location A, location B, and location C. Now we'll move on to the packet tracer and I will show you how about our network topology. Now we are in the packet tracer. Now you can see we have 3 locations with location A with the location A router, location B with the location B router, and location C with the location C router. Between the locations, the router, we are using the fiber optic cable to connect it. For this, because we use the fiber optic cable, because the fiber optic cables is more suitable for the long distance, which the question mentions the location A to B and location A to C has a distance more than 100 meters. You can see here got the label, the interface followed by the IP address, also the network address. We have labeled out to easy for us to refer it. For router to switch, we are using the copper cables because the copper cables is more suitable for the largest host. For the switch, we are using this switch 2950T-24 because it is the most interface I found in the packet tracers, which is 24 fast internet ports followed by 2 gigabits Ethernet ports. For 24 ports, we are using to connect the end device, and for the gigabits Ethernet ports, one for the router and one for the next switch. For the second switch, the 2 gigabits Ethernet, we use one for the previous switch and one for the next switch. And for the last switch, the one is for the previous switch and one is for the access point. It means all departments will have one access point. And for the end device, all the departments have the same end device, which is PC, printer, laptop, wireless laptop, tablet PC, and also server. Now for the router, you can see for the router here, we are using the router PTMT to allow us to customize the router interface by ourselves. As you can see here, this is the router location A. We customize by the 3 couple gigabit Ethernet ports to allow us to connect it to the switch. And this is the fiber optic cable to connect to the router location B and location C. So that's all for the network topology. And now let's look at the configurations. We got IP configurations, routing, and also basic configurations. For IP configurations, we are using the command IP address followed by the IP address and subnet mask, which can refer to the addressing table. Now we are using the router for show the example. First, we will enable to enter the preloaded EXEC mode, and also followed by configure terminal to enter global configurations mode. An interface with the interface name. Here we are using the administrator's department switch, so the interface will be gigabit Ethernet 0/0. This is for you enter the configurations mode for the interface. Now we're using the command IP address followed by the IP address 10.0.0.1 and the subnet mask 255.240.0.0, and now followed by no shutdown, which is used for activate the specified interface, and exit the current mode and exit again. And now we'll copy running config and start up config. This is for save the configuration changes made. Now this is the example for switch. Also, we'll start with enable configure terminal and also interface name, the IP address, and followed by the IP address and subnet mask with the no shutdown to activate the specified interface. But difference with the router, now we got the default gateway. The default gateway is come from the router to let the switch as the access point to connect to the router. And now we exit and we will save the configuration change made also. Now for the IP configurations for the end devices. Now you can see here we got two. One is for PC and laptop. As you can see, we use the packet tracer user interface to configure it. Now we will first set the IP configurations to the static to enable us to set the IP address and subnet mask manually. Here also the server printer, we also will do the same thing. We set to static and set the IP address, subnet mask, and also the default gateway. Now let's look at the routing. First, this is the command for routing IP route followed by destination's network address, subnet mask, and also network IP. We are using a static routing because it can manually configure the routers and it more stable and predictability in data transmissions. Now, as you can see here is the example configures in router location A, router location B, and router location C. Now we'll enable first and come with the config C, and we'll type the command IP route, and this is allow the location A to communicate with the marketing department, which the network address for the marketing department, and this is the subnet mask, and the next hop IP, which the location B, the router location B IP, and now followed by the location A communicate to the human resource department and also the engineering department, and this the location A to communicate with the location C international news departments, followed by the international news department's network address and the subnet mask, and also the router location C. And also we'll exit and copy running config, start config to save the configurations changes made. Now let's look at the basic configurations. This is the example command for the switches and routers, and we'll take the routers as an example. For router, we will first enable and come with the config terminal, and first we'll set the host name to router location A, which to let the user know what router he is in now. Next, we'll line consult 0. This is to enter the line consult 0 configurations, and followed by the password and log in. This to set the passwords at the consult line 0. Now we set as CLA33. Now we log in to activate the login function, and we'll exit. Now let's look at the banner and OTD authorizer user only. This to set the banner message and line VTY04. Enter the VTY line 0 to 4 configurations, and this is the set password in the line VTY 0 to 4. And log in, activate the login function, and we'll exit. And now we will enable the secret AACS2034. This is the set the secrets privileged mode as AACS2034. This enable will be in here. When we click on the enables, we are required to create this password to log in. And we will service password encryptions to enable the password encryptions. And also we will exit and COPRST to save the configuration change made. Okay, now we'll move back to the packet tracer to show you how our configurations going on, and I will show you the pin connectivity. Okay, now let's move on to the pin connectivity. First, we are using the administrative department's PC to ping all the devices. Okay, now we'll ping the printer first. So we will reply from 10.0.3.2. It means we successfully ping the printer. Now we'll ping the laptop. Okay, we are not using this. We are using this much faster. With this ping here. And now, then, okay, you can see this is successfully pinged. I show you in the simulations. Now we move on, and he will go to here and go to here and go back. Yes, it will show successfully. Okay, that deletes this one. And now I show you this to here. From this department to the marketing department. It will also show successfully. And now I show you that in the simulations, here is passed to here and passed to here, and it will go to here. Like this, it means the configurations we done has successfully done with the nicely configured. So now I will also show you the location C. Now I'll ping as a location C. We will ping this Office APC by 18.1.2. You can see it will a bit slow, and we can make it faster. So we will request timeout first. Because this is the first time we ping, so we will request timeout first. It will reply from the 10.0.1.2. This means we are successfully pinged. So you want to show like this also can. The show successfully ping. Now I will ping between the departments. As you can see now, I will ping this PC. So let's let it spit out. So also we request timeout first, then reply. This means successfully ping. That's all from the ping connectivity and for configurations. Now I'll pass the parts back to the Peng to explain what digital resource we has used for this assignment. Thank you.
So now I will talk about the last part of our presentation, which is digital resources. So for the network design, we use Cisco Packet Tracer. And for documentation, we use Google Docs for word processing, and Microsoft Excel and Draw.io we use to generate table and diagram. And information research, we use Geek for Geeks and Cisco Networking Academy to gather necessary information for the assignment. And presentation, we use Canva to prepare the presentation slide, OBS to record the video, and YouTube as the platform for us to upload our video. And that's all from our presentation. Thank you.